students, and welcome in the online session of class 7th Science. We are starting a new chapter today, that is chapter number 6, Physical and Chemical Changes. In this chapter, we are going to study about the changes which we see around us, the types of changes, that is physical change, chemical change, and we will also discuss the examples of physical change and chemical change. So let's start with the introduction part. So, in our daily life, we come across several changes around us, right? We in When we are in our school, we see many changes around us. When we are at our home, we see many changes around us. When we are playing on the ground, then also you see many changes which are going around you. So, some of the examples of those changes are, suppose you have added sugar in water. So it's a change. Why it's a change? Because before mixing sugar in water, it was plain water. But as soon as you added sugar in water, its taste changes. So it's a change. Okay. Now suppose you are beating a metal rod. So its shape will always change. So it is also an example of the change which you can see. Suppose you have a balloon which is filled of air. Now, if you pricked a pin in the balloon, what will happen, students? All the air will come out. Okay, so shape of the balloon will change. So, such small changes we come across in our daily life. Okay, so let us now find out what type of changes can we see. So, all the changes which we see, they are in the form of substances. They are related to the substances. So, these changes are due to the change in the size of the substance, due to the change in the shape of the substance, color of the substance, or etc. and etc. Okay. So now these changes which we see around us, they can be classified into two main categories. Right? Into two main categories we can divide the changes. Number one is the physical change. The physical change. And number one is the chemical change. Okay, so these two types of changes we have to study today in this class. So let's start with the first change, that is the physical change. But before starting physical change, let's find out what are physical properties. Physical properties means all those things which you can observe from outside. They are called the physical properties. Suppose you can observe the shape of the substance from outside, so it's a physical property. You can observe the color of the substance from outside, so it is also a physical property. You can find out the state, whether the object is solid, liquid or gas. So this can be found by looking at the substance, whether the substance is rough, whether the substance is smooth. So this can be found out by only simply touching it. No need of doing any kind of reaction for it. Okay. So physical properties are the properties which can be feel or which can be observed from outside. All these are physical properties. So shape, color, state, these all are the physical properties of the substances. Okay. So you can see in the solids here how the molecules are tightly packed. Whereas in case of liquids, you can see there are some gap in between. Gases, they have a lot of intercellular spaces in between the molecules. Okay. But this is all not the physical property, because these are the chemical properties. As from outside, you cannot see these molecules. You cannot see these molecules. So these are all present inside. So they are the chemical properties. What are they? They are the chemical properties of the substance. Means how many molecules are present inside, how they are arranged. They are all chemical properties of the substances. Okay, which cannot be seen from outside, which can only be found out by doing some reactions. Okay, so now let us start with the physical change. Physical change means the change which can be seen from outside, or the change in which the physical properties change. Now physical properties you have studied just now. Okay, in physical properties what you have studied about size, that whether the size changes. Okay, then second one was shape, whether the shape of the object changes or not. So if shape changes, size changes, if color changes, then such type of changes are called the physical changes. Fine. Now, in the physical change, what happened? No new substance is formed. Remember, children, no new substance is formed. Okay, means change is there, but no new substance is formed. The substance remains the same. Okay, and such type of changes are generally reversible, not always, but generally Majority of the times it is reversible type. Reversible type means, for example, suppose you have ice, right? And the ice melts and forms water. H2O is the formula for water, right? So ice is changing into water. Okay, now this is solid form and this is liquid form. So what is the change seen here? State is changing, okay, from solid to liquid. But water remains water. Like in the form of ice, it is water only, and in liquid form, it is water only. So there is no new substance formed. It is the same. Okay, and the change is reversible also. Reversible in the way that ice can make the water and water can also change back to ice. Water can also change back to ice. This is the reversible nature, that again original substance can be regained. Okay, so such type of changes are called physical changes. So how can define this physical change? A change in which the physical properties of the substance changes, the change which are reversible, and the change in which no new substance is formed. Such changes are called physical changes. Okay. Now, it is the same substance but with different physical properties. No new substance is formed, same substance is there, but it is with some different physical properties. Like sometimes the size can be changed, sometimes the color can be changed. Like suppose I give you one example, that this is a sheet of paper which you teared in four pieces, right? You teared it out in four pieces, right? So now before it was one piece, now you have made four different pieces. This is first piece, second piece, and this is the fourth piece. So you have divided the paper into four pieces. Now this is also paper, this is also paper, this is also paper, this is also paper. No new substance. These are papers only, but the size is decreased. Before it was a one big sheet of paper. Now these are small pieces of papers. So size changes. So it's a physical property. Size is a physical property. That's why it's a physical change. Okay. I hope all have understood this. Okay. Now let us move on to the next change, that is the chemical change. Let us see what happens in this type of change. So the change in which one or more new substance is formed. Now you can see the difference here. A new substance is formed in case of a chemical change. Fine. And such type of changes are generally irreversible. Irreversible means the reaction cannot be reversed back. Once a new substance is formed, you cannot get back the original one. Irreversible. The change is irreversible, means you cannot get the original substance back. Okay. For example, now what you are doing, suppose you are preparing tea. Okay, this is the pan and this is fire which you are providing heat, right? So here you have kept all the ingredients. So what ingredients you have used here? Suppose you have used milk, you have used, then you have used water in it, fine, then you have added sugar in it, then you have added tea leaves in it. So these are all the ingredients which you have mixed in this bowl, and then you are providing fire. So what will happen? This will convert into tea. So now tea formed here is a different substance formed here, right? It's a new substance formed here because properties of milk are different. Properties of milk are different. Properties of water are different. Properties of sugar are different. Properties of tea leaves are different. And the new substance which is produced here, its properties are totally different. Its color will be changed, its taste will be changed, and it's a new substance. It is not like milk, it is not like water, it is not like sugar, it is not like tea leaves. It has some different properties of its own. And from this tea, you cannot get back all the original substances. Can you get back milk from tea again? No. Can you get back sugar from tea again? No. Can you get back water from tea again? No. Okay, so it's an irreversible change. Right? It cannot be reversed back. You cannot get back the original substance from the new substance. So such type of change is called the chemical change. Okay. Now let us try to find out with some more examples. Now here you can see there are two columns given, in one physical change and in the other one chemical change. So let's see what is physical change first. That in the physical change, the object remains the same but maybe a different state. Okay, so state only changes. Sometimes size changes, sometimes color change, sometimes structure can be changed like this, right? So first example you can see here that a pencil is given here. Now, what change can you see here? That the pencil is broken here. Broken pencil, two pieces are shown here. This is also a piece of pencil. This is also a piece of pencil. Properties are the same. Only the size has reduced. Only the size has reduced. So such type of change is called a physical change. Okay. Now, no new substance is formed. Why it's a physical? Because no new substance is formed in the case. Okay. Now, in the second one, you can see butter is given. Now, what is the change shown here? That the butter is melted now. This is melted butter now. Okay. Melted butter, but properties are the same. Whether it is solid form, whether it is liquid form, properties are the same. And no new substance is formed. It is butter only, right? And if you freeze the melted butter, you can get the solid butter back. So, it's a physical change. In the third example, ice is melted to water, right? So this is solid form of water and this one is liquid form of water, but it's water only. No new substance is formed. Only the state is changed from solid to liquid. From the liquid again you can get back the solid form also. Fine. Now let us see what happens in chemical changes. Now in the first example you can see a piece of wood here which is burned. So when wood is burned, everyone knows that ash is produced. Okay. Now this ash produced is a new substance. Why? Because it has new properties. It is a new substance formed. It cannot give you back the wood. And properties of the wood are totally different from properties of the ash. Ash can be used to clean the utensils. Fine. But wood cannot be used to clean the utensils. So both of them's property is different. Okay, color is changed, everything is changed, so it's a new substance formed and we cannot get back wood again from ash. Okay, so it's a chemical change. Then you can see the next example here, that some of the ingredients are mixed in a bowl and see what new product is formed there. It's a cake. Yes, it's a cake. Fine. So properties of all these ingredients are totally different from the properties of this cake. And once the cake is formed, you cannot get back all the original substances back. Okay, so it is irreversible change. Hence, it is the example of a chemical change. Okay, now let us see the next example. Egg is given here and an omelette is formed from the egg. Okay, now egg has different properties and omelette once formed cannot give back the egg. So again it's an example of chemical change because the new substance formed has some new properties. Fine. Now let's move on to some more examples of chemical change. Fine. So formation of the metal oxides is an example of chemical change. How metal oxides are formed. Fine. So formation of metal oxide is an example of chemical change. Now suppose in example of metal we are taking here magnesium. Okay, magnesium is a metal. So when this magnesium combines with oxygen, means when magnesium burns in presence of oxygen. Okay, let's see how it burns. Magnesium is always available in the form of magnesium ribbons. Okay, ribbon form it is present, small strips which are called magnesium ribbons. Now this is a magnesium ribbon suppose, and now we are heating it. We started heating it. Okay, from here we are heating, and we all know that for heating oxygen is required. Okay, and this is what magnesium ribbon, magnesium plus oxygen. Now so a new product is formed. What is it? It is MgO. Fine. When the magnesium ribbon is burned, it burns with lot of heat and light energy given outside, and a new substance is formed, that is magnesium oxide. So it's a metal oxide. Metal is magnesium and oxide O. So it's metal oxide. Okay. And this is a white color powder formed. Okay. And it has different property. And once magnesium oxide is formed, we cannot get back the magnesium. Fine. So it's a chemical change. Fine. Now let us move on to the next and see what happens when this magnesium oxide or this metal oxide combines with water. When you mix this white color powder in water, you form a again new substance is formed, which is called metal hydroxide. It is magnesium hydroxide. Okay, magnesium hydroxide. This is again a new product formed in the reaction. And this is basic in nature. So in the last lesson only you have studied acid, bases and salts, right? So it is basic in nature and you all know much better that bases turn red litmus blue. Fine, bases turn red litmus blue. Okay, so these are some of the examples of the chemical changes. Means where new substance is formed, the new substance formed has new properties and the change is irreversible. Irreversible every time. Fine. So let us summarize what we done. So we have understood what is a change, then what are the types of changes, physical and chemical changes. Then we have discussed many of the examples related to physical and chemical changes, and then about metal oxides which are also formed due to chemical change. Okay, so that much we have completed today. I hope change and chemical and physical changes are clear to you all with examples. So we'll meet in the next session, and till then, stay home and stay safe, all of you.